Good morning from Charlotte. I'm James Brierton with an update on your winter weather as you get going this Wednesday morning in western North Carolina. All these counties outlined here in purple. You have a winter weather advisory. 1 to 2 inches of snow fell overnight, not related to our weekend storm. Want to let you know about it as you head out the door. A lot of folks tuning in right now want to know about this. This is that weekend storm. We're beginning to get our confidence in what this is going to look like, and we're going to play it out for you here in the next few minutes. Who is it that is going to be impacted by this winter storm? If you live in western North Carolina, a 70 to 90% chance that you're going to see a significant winter storm this weekend. 30 to 50% chance as you make your way into foothills of North Carolina, even portions of the upstate like Greenville, Spartanburg, in South Carolina. As you make your way towards the Midlands, into portions of the Charlotte metropolitan area, even out towards Raleigh, not out of the woods completely. We're talking about a 10 to 30% chance that you're going to see some of this winter action here. How does this play out? We have all this cold air coming in from Canada represented here by this blue H. That is going to be pushing to the south and east. We also have all of this moisture, plenty of it, coming onshore. We have this low pressure seen here with this red L that is off the coast of California. That's going to come ashore, and that's going to travel across the southern United States, and these two things are going to interact and set the stage for our storm. Borrowing this graphic again from our friend Brad Penovich here in Charlotte, here is that low about the Thursday time frame or so. We don't know exactly how far north or how far south it's going to go, and that's going to be the big determining factor. If it goes further to the south, we're talking about more snow. Further to the north, we're talking about more rain. And why is that? Well, let's look at this snapshot of the surface fronts here for about the Friday, Saturday time frame or so. Here's that storm off the coast of Florida, and here is that cold air, again represented by those blue H's. That's the high pressure. So if this L comes a little bit further north, if the center of the storm comes a little bit further north, it's going to push some of that cold air back, meaning we're going to see more rain. But if this cold air can advance just even a little bit further south, we're going to be talking about more snow for more folks. Here's how the GFS model plays on out. As we get into that Saturday night time frame, we're starting to see the first of the precipitation arrive. Again, everything in green is rain, everything in blue is snow, and then across the I-85 corridor, especially in areas like Charlotte, where you're seeing some of these pinks and purples, that's a wintry precipitation mix. We're going to talk about that in just a second. But we know we're going to be talking about an event here that plays out from Saturday night through Sunday into portions of the first half of Monday. But what I want to show you here on this particular model run is just how that rain-snow line can kind of slide a little bit further north and a little bit further south, back and forth during the day as that tug-of-war in the atmosphere is playing out. Which is why if you're living across portions of that I-85 corridor, maybe in an area like Charlotte or Greenville, Spartanburg, you're going to see a changeover back and forth between rain, snow, and that wintry mix as we go on out throughout the weekend. Further north than that, in places like Asheville, you're talking about an all-snow event, so we're going to talk about those accumulations that are coming across western North Carolina. Further to the south, we're mainly talking about cold rain for you because you're not going to be getting as much of that cold air to drop that temperature below 32 degrees. But what is this wintry mix that I keep talking about? You're very familiar with snow, but let's talk a little bit about the difference between sleet and freezing rain. Sleet is going to be kind of this situation where precipitation is falling. It's like freezing ice pellets falling from the sky, and you're going to know, oh, it's cold outside, we have this ice threat. But what concerns us and what we want to make sure you understand is that freezing rain is a threat as well too. It's going to closely resemble rain, where it's going to look like liquid is falling from the sky, and that is the case until it hits the surface, at which point it will freeze, which is why travel is going to be something that we do not advise this weekend, because you are going to have this ongoing ice threat, even in areas where you might not realize that it is currently freezing as that liquid hits the ground. So if you're in these counties outlined here in red, western North Carolina, and even portions of that I-77 corridor from about Statesville north, you're in a high impact event scenario here, where it is going to be best to prepare now to spend a couple days inside, food, water, whatever you may need, and even a situation where you may be without power. So if you're relying on electricity for heat, that is something you're going to want to keep in mind. As you make your way further to the south, all these counties outlined here in yellow means you're going to be impacted at times by this winter storm. You're going to want to prepare as well too, because again, we're not exactly sure who's going to see snow, who's going to see rain, exactly how that's going to play out. We are getting that confidence together here. We're moving out of the 2 to 3 day time period into the 1 to 3 days out, which means you're going to start to see more and more forecasts that are going to include that snowfall accumulation. We're going to have our first Carolina Weather Group snowfall accumulation map for you on tonight's live program. We're live every Wednesday night at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time, and we're going to be live tonight on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And we're going to be talking about, of course, this snowstorm. We also have a scheduled interview to bring you with a hurricane storm chaser who's going to be talking about his experience this season chasing storms like Florence and Michael. Believe it or not, the hurricane season only wrapped up at the start of this month, so we're only a couple days out of hurricane season. So we're going to be talking about that, but of course, when we get on the air tonight at 8:15 Eastern Time, we're also going to be talking about the latest on this weekend storm. If you can't join us tonight, check us out on your favorite podcast platform where you can listen to our updates on the go. This is going to be a big piece of our coverage this weekend as well, too. If you're in a situation where you don't have power, you can check us out on your mobile phone for the latest on this storm. For now, from Charlotte, I'm James Brierton. Enjoy your Wednesday. We'll see you tonight.